Hey, it's me, Cupid. Have I shot you with a love arrow? No, I've actually shot you with an audio arrow. It's an episode of this podcast. Before I continue my first ever journey through the Harry Potter series, just a few quick announcements. Hello, it's been too long. Happy to be back here with another episode. This one from a live show that we did in Dallas in 2022, I believe. It was a half of the News Olympian show, half Potterless show, and the Potterless portion was very fun. Now, this is what you're going to hear. But before we get into it very quickly, I do want to say that we've got 2 Potterless live shows coming up in this month. If you're listening to this the day it came out, right after it came out, we've got a show in Baltimore, Maryland, Sunday, February 9th. Is that the same day Super Bowl Sunday? Potentially. Did I know that when I booked it? Absolutely not. Do I care? Absolutely not. Do I like football? Absolutely not. You should come to the show. It's going to be half TNO and then half Potterless. And then similar setup for February 23rd in Richmond, Virginia. The Baltimore show will be with Sherry Guo, who edits my podcast, The News Olympian, and she's guested on a bunch. And then the Richmond, Virginia show will be with Johnny Frolickstein, who you are very well familiar with. If you want to get tickets to those shows, you can go to potterlesspodcast.com. You can also go to my website, schub.es/tour. You can get tickets there, learn about all the shows that I make. So that is all available to you. And without further ado, let's get into this episode of Potterless. It's fun. Meghan shows up, and we have a very special guest, which you may have seen in the title, Aurora Fruehauf. So let's get into the top 10 Lego Harry Potter characters, according to me and my sister and my niece. Everybody have a good intermission? Everyone have a good time? Cool. Glad to be back. I missed you all so dearly. Hopefully you had a wonderful time. I did forget to say something before intermission, which is that we're going to end the show with Q&A. We'll do that at the end. But in between, we've got a Potterless portion to do, and we have a very fun presentation with a very special guest. It is a person near and dear to my heart, and the person who tried so desperately to get me to read Harry Potter, but thankfully didn't convince me until later. But now we're coming all around full circle. Who'd have thought we'd be here? Not me, but here we are. It is my lovely sister, Meghan Fruehauf. Hello. In all the years of me being a grump and not reading Harry Potter, did you think you'd ever be on stage with me talking about it?
No. But here we are.
Regardless. So we are here doing a special discussion where not only are we just talking about Harry Potter, but it's a very specific piece of Harry Potter that I love and you love and your daughter loves, and that's Lego Harry Potter.
Yes.
Which is
everyone's favorite video game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's easily the best Harry Potter game, and then when you just rank it in terms of, like, great games, just as games, it's a really good game as well. I got into it because I was doing it in prep for an episode of the podcast about it. Did you play it before, or was me playing it with Rory at Mom and Dad's place your first exposure?
I had never heard of it before, which...
Surprising, because you're a Lego monster.
I know, I love Lego. But
Oh, I'm aware. CNC also all my destroyed spaceships that you used to make architecture out of. You're welcome.
It panned out.
I mean, yeah, it did work out.
But no, I had never heard of it, and then you played it, and I loved it because, you know, there's fighting, but there's no blood. You know, there's not that many video games you can let a 5-year-old play comfortably. That's one of them. So that was nice. So we had to download it as soon as we got home. Me and her play it together all the time. We love it. So.
Yeah, I don't know how it came about that I played it with Rory. I don't know what sparked it. I don't know if
I think you were actually home for Christmas, like working on podcasting those, and you were like, I have to play this level because I have to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I was recording the episode later that day, so I was doing, you know, look, it's a tough job sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes you have to be like, Mom, Dad, gaming. I gotta play a video game. No one talk to me, I'm working. Sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, Rory really wanted to play certain parts. He's like, okay, I have to continue on with the story.
Yeah, like I have
to record something.
I'm gonna be talking with people about it. I have to know what happens next. You're very adorable, but now what we're gonna be doing here is ranking from 5 to 1 each our top characters in the game, because if you've ever played Lego Harry Potter, there's like 212 total characters that you can play as across both games. It's truly ridiculous.
To be fair, some of them have like 10 outfits.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, Hermione ball gown.
Yeah. Ron cardigan. Yeah. You do get some variations, but there's lots of fun characters that you can play as. There's different ways to unlock them and everything like that. So I will let you first go with your number 5 favorite Lego Harry Potter character.
Okay, it's kind of a combination, but there's...
It's okay. We can get fast and loose with it. It's okay.
Yeah. So
I'm in charge, and I say it's fine.
Yeah. Number 5 is a tie for the random band members you can be.
Oh, I assumed that they're from the Weird Sisters.
They don't specifically say that. You would think, but it's just like guitarist.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow. I mean, they have absolutely no powers. We don't even know if they're magical.
Yeah.
But you drink that polyjuice, you could become a musician. So.
Are they in the game? Like, is there a point when the Yule Ball, like, are they playing, or are they just like characters that you don't even come across? Because I haven't finished. I just played enough to talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, wow. I haven't finished the second one. I'm like still in it.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Maybe book 6 or something. I don't know. But the first one, I like to complete a video game.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to get every character. Because Rory, she just likes to play around Hogwarts and drink the polyjuice and become literally anyone. So we've beat the first game pretty much as you can. The second game we're still working on, but I don't know where they come about. There's a couple random human characters that, like the station commander that you see.
Right.
In King's Cross, but I don't think you actually see the band members.
Don't worry, some of them will come on my list. Also, not to be a know-it-all, but if you could talk into the microphone like this way.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, sorry.
I just know our father is in the back melting, like, the improper technique. I do remember.
First timer over here.
I do remember distinctly when Barb and Joel, one of the times they came to visit New York, it was right after Kelly and I went to the BTS show in LA, and they were then doing a stream of the show. We wanted to watch it, and they were like, yeah, sure, we'll watch it, it'll be fun. And Joel picked his favorite member of BTS was V, because he was the only one holding the microphone like this and not like this, like where he was coming. And Joel's like, I like him. He has proper microphone technique. Everyone go listen to Retro Radio. They're a great cover band that maybe we'll be performing sometime in Dallas.
Yay!
Sometime soon. Oh, let's go. Okay, so my number 5 is multiple things, but they're all of the same kind of vein. It is all tied for 5th place: Slytherin boy, Slytherin girl, Slytherin prefect, Slytherin twin 1, and Slytherin twin 2.
Ooh.
Which I guess they just had to try to get a bunch of people from the house, because they have anyone who is mentioned by name, all the obscure Hufflepuffs. You've even an obscure Slytherin of Millicent Bulstrode. They've got everybody. But I guess they looked at the number of characters in each of the houses, and they were like, oh, we don't have enough Slytherins.
Let's make some twins.
Yeah, let's get some unnamed Slytherins and some twins just in the mix, because JK couldn't be bothered to write enough people for one of the 4 houses. Ridiculous. So yeah, tied for 5th is just unnamed Slytherins, because they were trying to help kids at home. But I don't know, at least make up a character, come up with a fun name and then be like, he's a Slytherin boy, as opposed to being, what are you, 12? And you're like, I'm a Slytherin. Oh, who am I going to play as? Oh, Slytherin twin 2. Now I'm happy.
Somebody would be like, that person wasn't in the book.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, you'll see in one of my picks. There's one that is apparently, at least from Googling, not in the books. Exclusive to Lego Harry Potter. So
and it's not a custom character?
It's not a custom. You can make custom ones? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's have you even played this game?
I only did the story because I needed to be able to talk about that. Anyway, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4 is kind of specific to the second, the books 5 through 7.
Okay.
And it is Arthur Weasley.
Ooh, okay.
Because there's a distinct part in the game where you just have to magically know that Arthur Weasley fixes stuff.
Yeah.
And if you don't know this, you cannot finish the level.
Gotcha.
I was on the level for quite some time with Rory being like, Mom, why can't we leave? What's going on here? And I'm like, I have no idea what else to do. Apparently, I had to become Arthur and tinker with a lawnmower or something.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I think this is the point where I stopped playing the second game because I was like, far enough.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't I don't think I figured it out. Yeah.
They don't tell you. They don't really give you any like little hints. I had to Google it.
Okay.
But I think it's like a combo too, because in the second part, you also get, the Weasley Wizarding boxes. Because I think they were like, after the first one, they were like, okay, well, when Scabbers goes and you get Crookshanks, Ron has nothing going for him. Like, there's nothing special. So they were like, I guess we got to give him something. Like, he's the only Weasley most of the time when you're playing the actual game, so let's let him walk up a wall sometimes. So I don't really know, but I think Arthur has those abilities too, because you can be any Weasley. So he can fix stuff and open the boxes.
Good. Huge.
Yeah.
That's very fun. So number 4, again, all tied, were people that I was going through the list of the characters and thought, surely these people don't exist in the books. But some of them did, so they got eliminated, but I still want to cover them. The first one was Doris Crockford. I was like, no way, that's not real. Apparently, Doris Crockford was a witch who greeted Harry in the Leaky Cauldron on the way to Harry's first trip to Diagon Alley in July of 1991.
And she does the same thing in the Harry Potter game, and it's the only time you see her.
Yeah, so if anyone's writing Harry Potter trivia, Doris Crockford, that could be the final thing. Then there was Mr. Mason, which I forgot. That was Vernon's boss from the drilling company.
Yeah. How could
or the
you forget that?
company. Sorry, I only read the books once each. Then there was Thorfinn Rowell, who was apparently one of the random Death Eaters that I didn't remember. But then the one that I finally selected as my number 4 pick is someone that, at least according to me Googling, doesn't actually come up in the books by name, Dragomir Despard, which they've named the disguise that Ron does when they sneak into the bank, into Gringotts in the last book. I don't think that they gave him a name in the actual book. I think they just gave him like a vague disguise. But Lego Harry Potter decided that his name is Dragomir Despard.
Oh.
Hey, Editing Mike here with a correction. So Dragomir Despard was actually featured in the books. It's actually the fake name that Ron gives when they do this whole disguising. Now, the reason I was confused is because on the Harry Potter wiki, since there is no visual representation of Dragomir Despard, they only use the Ron Lego Harry Potter character thing for it, which is why when I was doing research for this live show, I thought it was just a Lego Harry Potter thing. But I'm pretty sure it's the name that he gives when they ask him what his name is. Anyway, back to this episode of Potterless.
Because I don't think he drinks polyjuice for that. I think they just kind of like Hermione.
Hermione.
I mean,
yes.
let's be real.
No, yeah. She's pulling the weight. But yeah.
She's like, hold on a second. You still look like Ron. So let's fix that.
So my number 4 pick, Dragomir Despard. It's
So-
just Ron with a beard and stuff. It's great.
I think in the movie, don't they give him like a scar or something too? Or?
I think there's something on his face too, but they definitely give him the big orange beard, which is a good look.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if anything, they probably should have changed the hair color, but
Nah, come on. Gotta be on brand. All right.
we have to remember you're always Ron.
Yes. What do you got for number 3?
Okay, number 3 is chosen for my daughter.
Okay.
Okay, ghosts.
You can just
the
ghost?
but specifically swimsuit moaning Myrtle.
Ah. Didn't know that was an option.
She's got a pink floral bathing cap, so it's
okay.
like a popular choice for a 5-year-old. And she can kind of float around, and her power is she can freeze people.
Ooh.
So you can freeze people. That's kind of fun.
That's useful.
Serves no purpose,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's fun.
At least in like a team setting, maybe one could freeze and then you could, like, if it was a bad guy, make it easier to attack. So it's got like some utility.
It doesn't help you advance in the game in any way.
Okay.
But
good in a fight, though.
Yeah.
Okay, very different. My number 3, Shifty Wizard. That is, you can just be Shifty Wizard,
And
which I thought was a great vibe.
I was really excited when I got him because I was like, finally, I can open a dark magic box, but you can't.
He doesn't
creepy.
count.
Yeah, you're not actually dark. You're just creepy.
Right, because eventually when you unlock the dark people, you get to like get extra abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
But Shifty Wizard is
but
just
no,
shifty. Not shifty enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Sketchy Wizard can
Yeah.
do it, but not Shifty Wizard.
Like you meet him in Nocturne Alley, but he's not.
Does he introduce himself? Hello, I'm Shifty Wizard. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right, who's your number 2?
Hermione, obviously.
Okay, I'm excited to see what number 1 is then.
Oh yeah, but I mean, okay. After book 3, she has Crookshanks, so like you can dig stuff. Okay, and she's got the Time Turner, which I'm pretty sure it's just her and Dumbledore that have that. And she's got the Ruin book, so like if you don't take her along, you can't open any of the cabinets. You're screwed. Sometimes you can't move on, you know. And I think McGonagall has the Ruin book. And maybe Dumbledore. Like, there's not that many people that have it. But Dumbledore, even though he has the Phoenix, like, you can't use it. So she's the only one with all 3. Like, she can do anything.
Yeah, because there's different points in the game where, like, yeah, you need an animal to do something. You need the rune book to open something. So the fact that she is certainly, like, the most useful. And, like, when I was first playing, you can kind of rotate between like the main 3, and then if you're playing 2-player, you know, you're each one, and then the computer is one, but you can still cycle. I'm pretty sure Hermione is like always in the rotation because it's just it would be foolish not to. The one thing she is bad at though, but it doesn't stop you from playing. She can't fly very well. So every now and then there's a thing where you have to just get on a broom. You can still fly with her. She just like goes like super wonky and all that, but like you can still get across. And honestly, it's like way more fun than regular flying because Harry gets on and it's just like la 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 la. But Hermione gets on, it's like whoa, and it's way more exciting, and you can still get the job done. So
well, not always.
Better.
I think Harry is like I learned this also the hard way because you can go back and play the levels like with other people so that you can actually beat them.
Right. You can like beat the story, but then you can go back and try to like high score it or unlock new characters. Like certain characters, like you have to do this in this level, but you have to beat it first and then go back.
So I think Harry is the only one that can like actually do spells while you're on the broom.
Oh, he can multitask. Pretty good.
So, not everyone can do that. Seeker.
You know, yeah. Good job, Harry. Okay. Number 2 for me, it was a tie, but again, very similar vein. It was Hermione Cat and Victor Crumb Shark are both playable characters that you can do. I just like our friends that turn into animals. And if you've ever seen the movie, the Lego Hermione Cat, just as creepy as the movie Hermione Cat. It looks rough. But the shark Victor Crumb is just hilarious because it's so big and blue, and he's just like, it looks honestly like the shark from Toy Story, the one that goes, you know, I'm Woody, howdy, 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 like that. He looks exactly like that turned into a Lego man, and it's really fun. I don't know if he has any abilities, but when I saw that he was a playable character, I was very excited.
I don't know.
At least you could think he could chomp some bad guys if need be.
They would give him something.
Something. But yeah, that was my number 2.
Entertainment value, I guess.
Oh, of course, yes. Crowd pleaser. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you for number 1 overall pick?
Okay. Number 1, you gotta pick someone with dark magic or you can't win the game. You can't do anything. There's all these like hidden boxes only someone with dark magic can open. But specifically Lucius Malfoy.
Ooh, he does have a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah. His Lego blonde locks just like wafting in the wind when you're running around is amazing.
For anyone listening at home, I'm sorry, but Meghan was doing the motion as well. This is why you got to come to the shows.
I mean, that's exactly what he looks like. And also, I don't know if this is book 1 or like the 1 through 4 version.
There's 2 games. Game 1 is books 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Game 2 is books 5 through 7.
Books 5 through 7, you can be his peacock.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So, I mean,
like he turned like
how do you beat
switch
that?
with it, or is it just straight up like the playable
it's like Crookshanks in Hermione. It's like, oh, and we're the peacock to dig or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it's
but
his
you're
ability.
a Lego peacock.
It's really good.
Yeah. And I thought he had the cane, but I don't think he does, which is really disappointing.
That's okay. At least he's got the hair, the peacock.
How do you
that's all
beat
very
that?
good.
Yeah.
It's hard. Well, my number 1 is one that I'm still kind of confused on the origins, but it is Ron Girl Disguise. I was convinced, and maybe I'm wrong, but like, is there ever a point where Ron polyjuices to become a girl in the books? Don't they like kind of do? Yeah, they like. Are they like Slytherins to get into the common room or something?
They're trying to get into the girls' bathroom.
Right.
But they have to wave in the picture, but it only lets girls in.
Okay, and that does happen in the book where they like. Oh, it's
No,
not.
it's
So
just-
okay, got it. Thank you. So that's what I was going to. So that's just the game. Yeah. Okay. Right. So in the game, you have to try to like at some point when they're doing the troll thing, since like it doesn't exactly follow the plot, you have to do this. So yeah, it's not in the books, but you can play as Harry, girl disguise, and Ron, girl disguise, so that you can get in. Thank you very much for helping me out here. The reason why I gave Ron the nod over Harry is that Harry looks identical. I don't know what Harry. I'd have to really look. I don't know if like he adds lipstick or something, but he
No.
looks basically the same. Ron has different hair as Ron girl disguise. I think it's like kind of in a ponytail, maybe.
No, I think it's like the short bob.
Oh,
Because they were like,
okay,
well,
okay.
it can't be Ginny's hair.
Sure.
We gotta make him look a little different.
But yeah, the fact that Ron Girl Disguise had his own hair, that gave me the step up about Harry Girl Disguise. And what's very fun about it is I don't know, it does happen pretty soon on into the game, and you need it in order to get in. So I guess that's why they have you unlock it pretty soon on, so that you aren't stuck. But I remember playing the game, and it must be something painfully easy to unlock so that you can do it. But I remember, I think it might have been the first character I unlocked. And I knew this was a conceit of the game, like, oh, you can unlock all these fun characters. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll get like Wilkie Twycross, the random instructor. You know, you'll get like all these silly one-off people. And I was excited to see who the first
Ludo
costume I got was.
Bagman.
Yeah, Ludo Bagman, right. Not in the Lego game, tragically. Otherwise, he would have been number one. But what was funny is I'm pretty sure the first disguise was like, you unlocked a new character. And I was like, oh, drum roll, what is it? And it was like, Harry, girl disguise. It's like, what is this? I was all excited for nothing. So yeah, my number one pick, Ron, girl disguise in parentheses. Did you have any things that didn't make the cut or any sort of honorable mentions? I have just a few.
Not really. No, you can go.
Okay, so one thing I have a gripe with the game, they have a character that you can play as called Dragon Handler, but they do not have Charlie Weasley. The Dragon Handler from the book. Now, I think the reason this is the case is because maybe it has to do with the rights of it all, but this game is very like movie based. So I think they were only going with movie characters, hence Ludo Bagman not being in it. So
Okay.
I think the reason, and for all of those characters that I Googled where I was like, who is this? Every time I Googled one, it was someone who was in the movies as well. So I think they were basing it off the movies. So maybe that's why they didn't do it, but it's just wild to me to have Dragon Handler, but not Charlie at all. And to not put Charlie in the game at all. Like, I guess, I know
Yeah.
he's not in the movies, aside from the one photo, but come on.
I think is it supposed to be the one who brings the dragons for the fourth task or
Right.
something? Was that Charlie in the book?
In the book, it was Charlie, but in the movie, it was just like some random dude.
I mean,
I guess
what
'cause
a
it's-
missed opportunity.
I'm sure it was Warner Brothers like, because I think it is a thing in the movie industry. If your character is unnamed, you get paid less. So I'm pretty sure the producer director was like, yeah, we don't have to name Charlie Weasley. And especially because they would have to get that guy from the photo before, and then he's been in a second movie, so I'm sure he has to ask for more money. Like, it's probably capitalism. Come on. Like, that's got to be the answer to why Charlie Weasley's not in the movie. Another one I had that I thought was really good, and this was like truly my number 6, was Dudley Gang Member. Just like one of Dudley's friends. And he's got like a blue baseball cap and a tank top and everything.
course he does.
I just loved that was a choice.
Because they definitely are like in jerseys in the movie.
Because in the movies, and then I think
You
in the
have to
game
be
you can be.
intimidating.
Yeah, I think in the game you can be like Dudley baseball jersey. I think it's like
Yeah.
one of his subsets or basketball uniform,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And then the other one I had, and I'm interested to see if you've come across this character in the game. When do you come across Milkman? Because you can play
Ooh.
as Milkman.
I don't recall.
Okay, because there were some other like normal job ones in there that like made sense, you know, like bank attendant or stuff like that. You know, they had some of the other normally jobs, but like I don't remember when a milkman showed up in the books or the movies. I guess he's just in the background of a level at some point. But yeah, you can play as
Probably.
Milkman.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's in the cutscene. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad you prepped for this. This is huge. We have Jeanette Lego Harry Potter, daughter of the creators of the game in the crowd. Wow. Well, Megan, thank you for your top 5.
Thank you
Glad
for
we
having
could
me.
cover both of those. But your top 5, my top 5, not as important as the top choices of the next guest that we will be discussing here, the special surprise guest. So I was instructed to give her full name and to say it fast, but not too fast.
Yes.
So please, everyone, welcome to the stage for a very special guest appearance, my niece, and a fan favorite person that is making her debut now, Aurora May Fruehauf. Can you come to the stage? Hello, Aurora. You are at perfect standing height. How are you?
Good.
You are good. Now, I know you're a big fan of Lego Harry Potter. We've played a lot of Lego Harry Potter together. So, Mommy and I have talked about our favorites, but who are your favorite Lego Harry Potter characters?
I like Moaning Myrtle
Okay. Why do you like Moaning Myrtle?
because she can freeze people.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Told you.
Yeah, she's very into Halloween. Who you want to tell everybody who you're being for Halloween this year?
Well, I'm gonna be Maleficent.
It's pretty cool. I saw the costume. It looks pretty sweet. Okay, aside from Moaning Myrtle, you told me backstage you had some other favorite characters you like to play as. Do you want to talk about those ones too?
Of course. Okay, so my next one is never
Drum roll,
mind.
please.
It is Padma
Okay, Padma. Why do you like Padma?
because she has dark hair and I love because she has a sister.
That's really sweet. Okay, and then I think you had one other character you told me you like to play as, right?
Hermione.
Okay. Do you have a specific Hermione because she has lots of different outfit choices?
I like her because she likes science.
Oh, because she likes science? Aurora most recently has decided you're going to be a chemist, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, get ready for Chemist Aurora. Give it up for Aurora for coming to the stage and talking about it. You want to go back and hang out with Daddy in the green room? Awesome. What a debut. That's why we had to wait till episode 215
She's so shy.
or whatever. No, we had to wait this long to debut. Otherwise, she's going to take over for the podcast. Now we'd be like, I'm going to skip this episode unless Aurora's in it. So we've got a little bit of time left. So again, you can send in some questions for Q&A to potterlesspodcast@gmail.com, but we'll do some questions here to round out the show before we go out and, say goodbye and enjoy hanging out with these folks in Dallas.
Hold on there, Past Mike. Before we get into the Q&A, we've got to take a little bit of a mid-roll break here for Wingardium Leviosa. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm glad to be back. I want to be posting these more often, especially because we're getting into the era where a lot of the live shows were half TNO, half Potterless, so they were shorter, so the lift of me getting an episode up there should be lower. But I posted something? I mean, Kelly and I had a kid. We have a kid. We've got a little 9-month-old baby, and that makes things tough. It's hard to do things. There's so few hours in the day, it turns out. It's just hard to do anything except get the New Olympian, which is like the job, out. But I'm trying to get more Potterless stuff up there. But if you are craving more Potterless content, there is something for you, and it's called the Patreon, and it's called the fact that you can get access to anything I ever posted on the Potterless Patreon for just $4 a month. So if you go to patreon.com/Potterless, it is rebranded for TNO, for the New Olympian, my Percy Jackson podcast. But there is a tier on there called, I just want the Potterless stuff. And if you join that and then you scroll back a bunch, you can get access to all of the Potterless stuff that we posted. I'm talking director's commentaries, I'm talking bonus episodes, I'm talking video stuff, Q&As, my notes, bunch of bonus content, audio things that didn't make it into the episode, bloopers, all that kind of stuff. So that's over at patreon.com/Potterless. And also, we do still have Potterless merchandise of the digital variety if you go to potterlesspodcast.com/merch. We've got old live shows that we did where you can watch the stream replays. We've got wallpapers and ringtones and a bunch of other stuff. So head on over to potterlesspodcast.com/merch if that intrigues you. And then finally, if you want to see Potterless on tour more than just those February shows, we do have some Potterless shows coming, as is the policy. If I ever am performing in a city that I've never performed Potterless before, that show is going to be half and half Potterless. So in addition to the Baltimore and Richmond shows in February of 2025, also have a half Potterless, half TNO show in Des Moines, Iowa on April 13th. And then we're going to have 2 half and half shows in May of 2025, one in Montreal and one in Buffalo, New York. So you can get tickets to all the shows at potterlesspodcast.com or at schub.es/tour. And then I've got a bunch of other dates for the newest Olympian, doing a whole Midwest run. I'm coming to Houston. And then after that is the Midwest run, where I will be in St. Paul and Milwaukee and Chicago and Columbus and Cleveland. So lots of fun stuff on the docket. Very excited to bring those to you. And if you are still craving more Potterless content, you can kind of get some Potterless content in the fact that me and Sequoia Simone from Fanatical Fix and Where to Find Them, we guested on a podcast called Sounds Like a Cult, where we were specifically asked, is Harry Potter a cult? And generally, the answer that I gave was no, unless you're not very smart. And I think Potterless listeners as a whole are very smart. It was a very fun chat. It was interesting to talk about it from my more recent perspective on the fandom, and Sequoia had more of her past there from the beginning perspective of the fandom. I think we did a good job of recapping it. And honestly, just doing podcasts with Sequoia is very cool. Also, if you listen to that, we will talk about a podcast that Sequoia and I are currently working on together. So if you've ever craved, oh my goodness, Mike and Sequoia doing stuff together, well, it's in the works. We're making it happen, and there will be more information about it. I'll just say very quickly, it's going to be a conversational advice show called Professional Talkers, where Sequoia and I teach you how to navigate conversations. Right now, you can learn more about the show whenever we start posting more information about it over at patreon.com/professional talkers. But we're like in early stages. It's just that we got asked to guest on this podcast, and we were like, oh, well, we should get this up because we are together and working on this. So it's not coming out for a while, but it is in production, and I'm super stoked about it. And so is Sequoia. We're both really excited. Something fun about this episode, it's episode 212. And I mentioned earlier that there are 212 playable characters in LEGO Harry Potter. Was this intentional? Absolutely not. But is it cool? Yes. Now, also, one other thing that I wanted to say here in the mid-roll break, I cannot believe I didn't make this joke on stage. I can't believe I didn't make some sort of comment about how in LEGO Harry Potter, you have to, because the game is different, the boys have to go under a disguise to sneak into the girls' bathroom. You can tell J.K. Rowling had no say in this game at all. Now, before we get into the Q&A, which is very fun, before we get into that, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors to make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me, and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally. So if you live in a non-English speaking country, you might hear ads in non-English. But once those ads are complete, we'll conclude this episode of Potterless.
Let's see what questions we got in. Ooh, okay. This question is from Emma. Emma says, I'm currently a junior at Rice, and I know that you're an alumni. If Hansen is the Hufflepuff of Rice, which is true, if anyone else went to Rice, we've got residential colleges. You get sorted in them randomly, kind of like Harry Potter, and then that replaces the Greek system. My college is like the one where everybody's nice and friendly, so they call us the Hufflepuff of Rice.
Of you.
I mean, look, they try to use it as a dig. They're like, you're the family college. And we're like, the one where everyone's nice? So yeah, it feels very Hufflepuffy. So we are certainly the Hufflepuff of Rice. Emma asks, what residential colleges do you think the other three houses are? So this is like a very niche one, but all the Rice folks are going to go wild for it. I would say that Slytherin is probably McMurtry, and I won't get into why, but Kelly knows that that's the right answer, right, Kelly? Yeah, just a thumbs up. Sid Richardson also thinks that they are Slytherin because they're like, oh, we're the bad boys, but like it's like when you give yourself a nickname, like you can't do that. Like if you're just trying too hard. McMurtry is actually the Slytherins because they're the worst. Now. Book, Slytherin, I'm sure you folks are all fine. But again, at Gryffindors, I would say it's Will Rice because they think they're the main characters, but also they're definitely not the main characters. I don't really know who would actually be Gryffindor. And then Ravenclaw, like nerdy ones, most of the nerds I knew at Rice, like Brown and Duncan, were both super nerdy. So I would say one of those two. And someone in the crowd nodded. I don't know if you're Emma, but yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, that would be my breakdown. Let's, Kelly wants to give a shout out to Anderson College, which is not one of the residential colleges. She's saying it's Ravenclaw. That is the architecture school building. And because architects are so busy, they don't always get the chance to contribute to the other social elements of Rice. So they have to say that their building is their own residential college. Okay, so if we're going like, Ron's dad to Ron's goddad, maybe it could be Hephaestus, since Arthur, as we've talked about, is very important for fixing things.
Okay, yeah.
And then Neville, I'm trying to think of someone who was like, he became brave, but you didn't really know, and it was kind of like
But
a
Neville's
surprise.
parents were actually awesome.
They were. But maybe his parents had godly parents.
It's like Neville's parents were awesome, and then his grandmother was like a nightmare. So
Yeah.
he, grew up the way he did. But
I'm realizing Neville's, aside from being like cool and brave and stuff, his whole thing was plants. So I feel like a
That's
plant
true.
god, like if you had like Demeter, Persephone, something in the plant department would probably be the answer there. Cool beans. Okay. Okay, this is from just random person in the audience, clicked at random. The subject was live show cue from your wife in all caps. So she says, in the spirit of video game ranking, rank either your top 5 Kingdom Hearts characters or your top 5 Overcooked chefs. So I can do the Overcooked chefs. Kingdom Hearts is just a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney. So what are your top 5 Disney characters if you just had to, or at least some Disney
in
characters?
a video game
Just
scenario?
anything at all. It could be one of the video games you played. I'm just trying to make this an all-inclusive Q&A session.
I mean, to take it from my daughter, I mean, I can't imagine anyone beating Maleficent in anything.
She is in Kingdom
So
Hearts,
I-
and she's one of the main bosses you fight. So you've done it.
I feel like
it's a great selection, great choice.
she would be a great choice because, like, who's better than that? She could turn into a dragon. Okay.
Yeah, pretty strong. I know
I
from
don't know.
the Frozen matchmaking video game that Rory and I were playing, I did like Young Elsa was a good one.
Yeah.
Also, Young Kristoff was Young Kristoff in the movies, or was that
Oh,
made for the
yeah.
game? Okay.
You don't
Look,
remember him?
No, because I was too angry at the plot of Frozen.
I mean, he was.
They gave over the kingdom to a dude they met yesterday? Wild.
I mean, the beginning of the movie is Orphan Kristoff, I guess. We don't know. He's just following around the little ice men, and they just let him with his baby reindeer pick up a block of ice and just like bring him back. Like nobody asks him any questions. They're just singing their song away. So, and then he meets the trolls. That's like literal first scene.
Okay.
And the trolls are like, "Oh, you're a lost child. Yeah, we can raise you."
I did like that in that game you could play as Sven, which is fun because it is a snowball fight / water balloon fight if you pick the summer level game. You could be Sven and he uses his mouth to spit them at you. Very sad you couldn't play as, what is it? Is it, who's the guy who runs the store? I was very mad he wasn't a playable
Wandering Oaken. Yeah.
I wanted to be, I wanted him to be. Now, if I was going to rank the Overcooked chefs, which is a very fun game that Kelly and I play quite a bit, my favorite is there's just like a cardboard box that you can play as. So Overcooked is a game where you play as different chefs. One's just like a cardboard box. I love him. He also has a variant because there's like different costumes for some of them. He has a variant where you can be a Christmas present for the Christmas levels, which is very fun. I also one of the downloadable characters is the Swedish chef from the Muppets. Which is really, really good. So I like to be him a lot. There's also one where you can be, you fight zombies in the game sometimes, and it's called instead of the undead, they're the unbread. So you can be a demon bread roll, which is really good. I like him. And then Kelly's really big into, there's a narwhal, but then there's also a rainbow narwhal, which she calls party narwhal. There's also a unicorn with sunglasses and like a rainbow ponytail mane situation going on that's really good. And then I always like to be the owl, which is a really fun one. There's some really solid ones. Overcooked's not paying me to say this, but it's a great game. It's a good time. Okay, let's see. Okay, I like this. This is from Clarissa. I opened her email because it says Viva los Spurs. Congratulations on the Spurs trying so hard to be the worst team in the NBA this year so that they can get 7'4" French guy Victor Wembanyama. They are trying to, it's going to be some bad basketball. But yeah, you might get the draft pick. It's okay. It's for a good cause. So Clarissa asks, what would our Lego characters look like? And I don't know if you've given this more thought because
Lucius Malfoy hair.
Okay, great. Yeah. Outfit-wise, because you, for anyone who didn't know, Meghan, super into Legos growing up, she set up a whole thing, and you still kind of have it set up now in Ziploc bags organized by Kelly, where you've got, you would separate the heads from the torsos, from the legs, and even you would take off the
Arms
sleeves.
and hands as well, yes.
And you would take the hands out of the sleeves because some people had different color hands and stuff, so that you could fully make a whole player.
Sometimes you have to wear gloves, and other
Right?
times you don't.
And I was always upset because at one point when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, in 2006, or in prep for the 2006 World Cup, they did a like interactive Lego World Cup thing where you could like actually play it. A soccer ball, you could flick it. It was really cool. I liked it because it was like Legos, but also a game. But because it was Italy versus France in the finals, all of the players had really cool facial hair and really cool hair, like long hair and stuff.
I feel like somebody wore orange or something. Maybe it was a goalie.
The goalie
and I
had
was like,
an
I've
orange shirt.
never had an orange shirt before.
Right. So I would come back because we had it set up in our basement. You know, at this point in time, Meghan's in high school. I'm in like 7th or 8th grade. I would come back wanting to play the Lego soccer thing with one of my friends. And then all of my people have been replaced with generic Lego of just normal smiley face, regular bowl cut. And I was like, Meghan! And I have to go.
I needed him.
Well, yeah, you needed the mustache for your French butler in your house that you made. So all of this is to say, you put a lot of work into designing Legos and all of that.
I did.
What would
But
be...
now I'm an architect, so.
yeah.
Are you a soccer player?
No, I am not. True. But if you had to design your torso and outfit and everything else, what would you
In Harry
go?
Potter, though?
Or anything at all. Just
Okay.
you get
Well,
to design
I
the
feel like
Meghan Lego character.
I feel like I would want like Dumbledore robes, you know? Like
flowy.
weird color. I feel like there's like a purple Dumbledore, and then I don't know. I feel like
There
I
is
want
a
like
purple
a
and
red,
a gray in the book,
like
for
with
sure.
the trailing dress,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Malfoy hair.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just something like that.
Yeah, I think I would go with. There was an NBA set that I had where you could very on brand for me. Like you could also like put a ball in the Lego's hands and then flick them and then they would shoot it. But the guy had really cool purple pants. I remember those not getting stolen by you because for the way of the game, you can't like make their legs move. They only like fit into this thing and they have springs in their legs so that they can and
I didn't
shoot
want
the ball.
those.
But it was cool purple pants and then there's like a nice like NBA tank top. So I would probably just like wear that outfit. But then hair wise, like I don't know if Lego Jimmy Neutron is a thing, but I feel like it's probably the closest I
mean,
could get to what I'm rocking.
They've expanded their hair. I mean, now my daughter plays with Legos, so there's a whole there's like new people that we have, like the Disney Lego sets. They're not the same as the Harry Potter people. Like you can't interchange, but you can interchange the hair. So we have a lot of hair options now. And I mean, yeah, it would be like Elsa hair, but you would just take off the braid, you know?
Okay, yeah. I got you. All right, so here's going to be the final question that I think is a very fun one, and it's very on brand. This is from Becky, who asks, in the spirit of Halloween, what couples costumes do you think Harry and Ginny, Ron and Hermione, and Percy and Annabeth would wear? For Percy and Annabeth, I think I'm going to do what I had said earlier on the Newest Olympian. One of the chapter titles was I Become Supreme Lord of the Bathroom. And I said that like a great costume idea, which you can steal, but you have to credit me and tell people to download the Newest Olympian over their podcast, is to go as the Supreme Lord of the Bathroom, where you basically dress up as like King George from Hamilton, but it's like, you know, you've got like a toilet seat like around your neck, and you know, your scepter is like a big scrub wand, and your like floofy hair is made out of toilet paper rolls. So they could be like the Lord and the Lady of the Supreme Lord and Lady of the Bathroom. I think would be really good.
Nice.
Do you have any ideas of a couple costume for Hermione and Ron or Harry and Ginny?
I'm thinking. I don't know yet. No.
Because I don't know. Kelly and I did a couple's costume once where my friend Tim sewed me, not like a romp him, but basically he made me like a same pattern, like shorts, button-down shirt, and tie. So it's like all one same pattern. So it kind of looks like it, but it's all individual pieces. And we had extra fabric from it. So Kelly dressed like she was applying wallpaper, and I was the wallpaper.
That's nice.
That was a fun couple's costume.
I feel like, as far as Ron and Hermione goes, Ron has no idea what the costume is.
Sure.
Hermione has already purchased and is like, this is what you're wearing.
Yeah.
I feel like Harry and Ginny would come up with something cute.
Right. Either something cute if Ginny's in charge, or Harry would be like, let's just both go as Quidditch players.
I feel like Ginny would dress up as Harry.
Oh.
And Harry would dress up as like Voldemort or something.
That would be good. And then Ginny would totally like give Harry the tattoo that she said he had and stuff yeah.
And she'd
That's
wear like
good.
a necklace that says like, I'm the chosen one.
Right, yeah. She would really ham it up to like
Yeah.
and she wouldn't show him it at all until like the last moment.
Yeah.
And then be like, I have to wear it now, Harry. The party starts. I think so then Hermione and Ron, I do feel like Hermione would put a lot of work into it.
She would. And it would either be like really intellectual or like so corny.
You know what I think would actually be really good? And it would be funny because it could be like a fun conversation starter, especially in the Wizarding world. What if they went as dentists? Because her parents she could have all the tools and stuff, and they'd be like, whoa, I love your costume. What is it? And like, what a
Teeth healer.
Yeah, what a wild thing for JK, like, to just play into the UK stereotype to where wizards have no idea what dentists are. Like, come on, JK. So yeah.
I could totally see her not even realizing that too, just being like, oh, we're going as dentists, and then you
Right.
get to the party and nobody knows. And
Right.
she's like, really?
Or maybe she's a dentist and then Ron is a tooth. Like, he's just a big tooth. Okay. Well, I think that's a great place to end. We're running out of time here. So let me just first give it up for Meghan for being the guest for the second act here. Another round of applause for Aurora coming on as a special appearance. And for Kelly again for the first act. Big shout out to everyone here at Deep Elm Art Company for making this happen, from tech and everything else. That's been really nice. So thanks to all of them for making this all a possibility. Shout out to my family and Kelly's family, our combined family that was here, and like helping, like running back and forth and being like, oh, there's still a long merch line. Let's hold. I'd be like, great, tell them we'll hold. So thank you for facilitating that as I frantically prepared backstage. But also thank you all so much for coming out. None of this would be possible without you. So thank you so much. There is a final thing. I do a thing where I give a gift to someone who traveled the farthest. Did anyone come from really far away to come to the show? Where'd you come from? Atlanta. Did anyone come from farther than Atlanta? Okay. Chicago? San Diego. Okay. I mean, that is quite far. I think that wins. Does anyone come from farther than San Diego? No. Prize to you. I'm going to, it's a little tiny like McGonagall Funko Pop that I have that I signed my initials on the bottom, and I'll just put it like on the edge of the stage after I get it backstage. And after I go to the bathroom because I've drank so much water and I've not peed yet. Fun peek behind the curtain. So thank you all so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to, I need to find a way. I always forget to do the thing where I figure out how to combine the two things. So I guess, thank you, as they say in the wizarding world / demigod world, when they do wizarding stuff, wizard on. And then until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Potterless. Potterless is created by Mick Schubert. It is hosted by Mick Schubert. It is edited by Mick Schubert. It is produced by Mick Schubert. And it was able to be my full-time job thanks to so many people who supported me on Patreon over the years, and for people who just listened, because that also made it a feasibility to be my full-time job. So thank you to everyone who did that, and thank you to you for listening. As I've mentioned at multiple points in this episode, we've got Potterless live shows coming to you, and I hope you come through and see them. We've got the Potterless stuff on Patreon. We've got the Potterless merch store. We've got the Potterless YouTube channel. There's all sorts of Potterless stuff that still exists. I'm still posting on social media from time to time. Obviously, the focus is more on the Noose Olympian, the new season of Meddling Adults I'm doing, other projects that are in the works. So that is all available there to you, and you should check it all out. But I really do appreciate you listening. Please stay subscribed, because I'm still going to post stuff from time to time, and I'm going to try to do more. I know I always say that I'm trying to do more, but I am always trying to do more, and hopefully I make good on that. But thank you so much for listening, and until next time, as they say in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, wizard on!